Port Posse, right? So the thing is, tell us how you got into. I want to know like the process now as far as how you got into the game.
Well, the process is like, Bilal came to me, and a lot of people were scared of Bilal at that time because he's a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This before the pistols coming to effect. And he asked me to get down with him, like, I want you to work with me. And we worked together because he couldn't sell drugs. His family, he had a big family down there. They wouldn't let him sell drugs, but I could sell drugs. Feel me? So he needed me to sell drugs with him. And I'm like, nah, my nigga, I ain't fucking with you, my nigga. Everybody gonna think I'm scared of you, my nigga. I ain't fucking with you, my nigga. He's like, come on, my nigga, I need you. Feel me? I'm like, nah, my nigga, I ain't fucking with you, my
This
nigga.
when y'all first met? Or
No, we knew each other,
Okay.
but you know what I'm saying? But so I'm like, he was like, anybody cut your throat, I'm gonna punch them in the face. You gonna get all the sales. Back then, cut your throat means like, like selling drugs out there. So I was like, word? Yeah. So we hooked up. For he was telling me, like, we're gonna be the biggest niggas out here. Yeah. I'm just listening to the nigga talk. But a month from now, man, we rolling, baby. Yeah, Benzes and everything, man.
Really?
In a month?
But 2 months. No, but by a month, we hit Delancey Street. We was dressing.
Right,
He buying me clothes. I'm wearing jewelry. We got big ropes. You know what I'm saying? But shit is rolling.
And we did this.
We done that. We didn't start getting, like, coke. It's like came, like, right at the end. I went to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I went to jail. I got caught with a little bunch of weed. I went down to juvenile bed for like 6 months. So he was coming to see me. By 10, he was building an empire for me. So when I came home, he already had an empire set up. For me, I just went right into the place of being the lieutenant. Because I started with him, like, my nigga, like, when you go home, I need you to get down with me, run shit for me, my nigga. We doing New York prices out here. We killing the streets. I'm like, word, I want to come home now, nigga. I said, nah, nigga, I don't need you on the run. I need you free. Feel me? He said, I'm too hot out here. So you get out here, I could take a break for a minute. Feel me? Because, I'm loyal to him. I ain't going to steal from him. He came home, he put me right in the pocket. I got the rolling, I blew that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Got more connects, more moves, more situations. Going to New York City, got better weed connects, better coke connect. That was it after that. Bringing them birds back, 12 a bird.
They said that Pretlow, they said that Bilal started when he was a junior in high school, 87.
Yeah.
So and he's a year older than you. So if he was a junior, you might have been a sophomore at that time.
Yeah.
Did y'all go to the same school?
No, Elizabeth is like 9th graders right there, and 10th graders up the street.
What?
Yeah, it's like 9th graders at one building. Now it's all connected, but it wasn't different. Like 9th graders right as part of the park, and I don't know if you ever been to Elizabeth before.
I've been to Jersey. Yeah,
you ever came to Elizabeth? You ever came to Exotics before the strip club? That's the high school. For me, that's right there where the high school is at. Like that park is the high school. All that's our school. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I know the whole. I grew up in the town, so there's 11. He went to school up the street. We all come down the middle at the same meet at that park on where we come out of school. All our cars we parked there. Just chilling. It's a different era, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to explain that era to people unless you've been from there. It's like you, like people will think you telling stories or lies because you can't believe it unless you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you can't see the Golden Gate unless you've been there. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable.
You guys finished school? Y'all finished? Y'all went to school in high school and all that? Or?
No. You know what I'm saying? He did.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? I was in the joint, the juvenile joints.
What you was doing?
Selling weed and getting all type of trouble, man.
in and out weed and
like you go to juvenile home and stay 2 weeks, come home, go back for another month, come home, but you don't look at it like that. But back then, that's taking a lot of time out of your time as a kid.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't see it. You don't ever think that you're going to get a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? The most I ever thought I was going to do was 5 years in prison. Where I'm coming from, like, that's a federal kingpin charge in the state. I'm like, okay, I can handle that. You know what I'm saying? So, when I got locked up, the feds superseded my case and gave me 848 in the feds. You know what I'm saying? That's a mandatory 20 years in prison. You can't get under the 20 unless you tell. So it kind of fucked me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 18, facing 20 years. My man, all of us locked up. The crew locked up, the team down. Half of us dead. know what I'm saying? I gotta go do 20 years in prison.
Real quick, I'm reading on. Sorry, I'm reading on your man, and I don't know how much you could tell us about him, Bilal, real quick before we. Because his story is interesting. Did you hear about what they accused him of doing, as far as like
Yeah,
besides
we're gonna use that word accused, yeah.
accused, yeah.
Chop nigga head off.
Allegedly, yeah, chopping it. What about the 16-year-old girl? They said,
Yeah, he
as
said
well?
that too, yeah.
Yeah. So this is why they gave him the death penalty of these stuff. Wow. This is who you. But you're gonna say accused and allegedly, because we
Yeah, never found him guilty.
Yeah.
No, he allegedly chopped the dude's head off because the dude tell on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he kidnapped the federal witness and cut his head off, chopped his body up and left it departed, and spread his body around the city for the police to know. Like nobody tells on him.
And where were you?
I was in the projects.
I like this guy. Yeah, I like this guy, man. You in the project, huh? You the man. So
I was at a family barbecue.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So you guys getting money. You guys are moving and shaking. Now tell us about the tension in the street now. The tension as far as like rivals or people.
No, nobody's working with us.
So it wasn't like that. Like
He called a meeting one time when he came home, and he bust a bond. His first bail, his bail was $1 million. I got the bail down to $500,000. I paid him $100,000 in cash. I paid another brother $60,000. Paid his house up for equity.
Mm-hmm.
I popped the bail for $500,000. Never seen that before, ever. You know what I'm saying? So when I popped the bail, he got out of jail. He said, "Look, I'm going to jail, my nigga. That's how we carrying it, nigga. He said, everybody's working for us or murdering them. That's it." So he called the meeting. It's in there. He called a meeting at a Chinese store. It's in there. Google it. It's there. He called a meeting at a Chinese store. It's probably unorganized crime. He said, everybody got to sell his drugs. You know what I'm saying? We don't want your block. We don't want your drugs. We just want a certain money from every one of y'all every day. You disagree, let us know now. Simple. And he meant that wholeheartedly. So what happens was, this is where everything goes wrong at. It was some old timers. Some old timers, he gave them, he said they could sell heroin in the projects. They can't sell coke. Feel me? So these old timers, other ones are coming home, but the main old timer he's telling that to, you know what I'm saying? That's what he told to. So we had a beef with one of the old timers one day, and they killed his brother. And that's when all hell broke out.
So
We didn't have no beef with no young dudes. It was old timers. And, we was beefing with some old timers over some petty shit, and they killed his brother. His brother died in my arms.
Bilal brother.
Yeah, Shawn. We was in the car down the street.
Bring us that day, though. Bring us to that day.
I don't really like talking about it, but we was in the car down the street. And we was beefing that day with them old timers. And White Kill was like, it's kill them niggas now, Bilal. Something ain't right. So Bilal was like, I gotta take care of that shit later on. I got you. So we all left. And when we leave, that night me and Bilal together, we down like a block away. But White Kill usually never acted that late. Mm-hmm. Like a block away, and we talking and stuff. And he like, he's telling me like, yo man, when I leave, I'm gonna give you all the businesses. I'm gonna buy all the real estate. I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that. For me, you should think about stop selling drugs, cause you don't really have a case. Mm. And I'm like, nah, I ain't never gonna stop selling drugs, my nigga, cause you got caught. Feel me? He's like, no, just think about it. I'm gonna leave you right. But if you don't stop, I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna kill everybody I think gonna give you a problem when I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? As he's telling me this here, some shots go off. Feel me? But I remember his brother was talking to somebody out there. I saw the girl crying. And we drove up a little bit. His brother was laying on the ground. My nigga. What kill? So I picked him up from his head to my ground. I didn't know he was fucked up. I didn't know he shot him up that bad. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? So that was like a heavy blow for us. Mm. So me and Bilal got locked up that night. Bilal never made bail again, so that always was on his mind. But his brother told him, so I think that kind of like fucked with him a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I took over everything when he went to jail. I became the leader. He's my leader. You feel me? And so when he went to jail, I became the leader. And I just took over the whole organization while he was in jail. That's how I caught my kingpin charge. Because he was in jail and all the murders occurred, but he went to jail because his brother got killed. You feel me? So when all the murders occurred, they never really, the case was going on. So he gets knocked off. And that kind of fucked us. The feds were already on us. But we don't know nothing about the feds at that time. You don't know nothing about no federal law. You 17 years old. You don't know about no goddamn feds, my nigga. You feel me? So they brought him in. That's what fucked everything up. And I still was out there. You know what I'm saying? So they still want all of us off the streets. They probably gonna have plans to bring us all off the streets. But I was only 17 still. So when I turned 18, they dropped the federal indictment on me. I was on the streets still running shit for like another 6-7 months. I was running the organization. But they couldn't get me because I was only 17. So as soon as I turned 18, they dropped the federal indictment on me, brought me in.
So they were watching you?
Yeah, they watching me all the time.
Were you stunting? Like, was it like, can we compare
It wasn't like,
it's like how it was in Harlem? Was Jersey like
same
that?
Same thing.
Nice
Same
cars.
Thing. We had all that shit, my nigga. PB and Benzes, all that gold jewelry, 3-finger ring. I had that shit when I was 16, 15 years old, my nigga. Rope, gold with the lion head watch. Feel me? I wore nothing but Dapper Dan. You know what I'm saying? When shut Daps down plenty of times, my nigga. Like, we fucked them stores up, man. But you was a kid, like that ain't, that's, you know, back, it sounds like it's unregular now, but everyone was doing that as a kid. It wasn't just Harlem niggas. A lot of Harlem niggas was doing that. A lot of Brooklyn niggas was doing that. A lot of Queens niggas was doing that. Every young nigga around the world was doing that. Getting money like that. Just the whole world. Just that certain cases stood out because of the way that they made the cases stood out. But it wasn't just like, you know, it was plenty of young niggas getting money like that. There's a lot of them across the whole country. Just that, you know, certain cases stood out, like my case, Preem case, you know, Harlem, Dylan paying the full case. Like these cases stood out because of the names, and they made us bigger. But it was younger. It was a lot of dudes getting money like that.
Speaking of Preem, what was your relationship with Preem when you spoke behind the scenes that you
Preem's a great guy, man.
You and him had a good relationship.
Yeah, Preem's a great guy, man. Very smart. You know, I'm pissed that they kind of like trapped him off like that. Feel me? And that's what a lot of old timers was worried about me, because I got that flashy life, that swag, and they didn't want me to go home and get trapped off. So when I came home and said I would do parties, I would do promotion shit, people laughed at me, you know what I'm saying? Because people want you to get back into the game.
Of course.
People want you to sell drugs. Feel me? Coming from when you're a leader force of selling drugs, a leader force of what you're doing, people want you to be in that game.
Right.
And when you don't want to be in that game no more, you got to really deal with a self-esteem problem, because, you know, people going to think you soft now. People going to, you know what I'm saying, try to play you this left field when you used to be in the man. You feel where I'm coming from? And you used to shake in a certain type of way, you know, and I lost a lot of friends. For me, like, you know, if I was selling drugs, I probably would have came up with 50 niggas with me. But I'm hustling legally by myself. That's just how the game. Nobody's gonna hustle with you legally.
Real quick before we move on, bring us to the day you got caught. What do you remember of that day?
You know,
that you got arrested. Like, what do you remember?
I pretty much knew it was over. You feel me? You know when you're done.
Tell us.
You know when the fork is in you, my nigga. I'm saying.
What was your, before you say that, what was your choice of cars and stuff? I want to know that.
I'm really a juryman. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had cars, but I always would be in Bilal cars. Like, I'm a juryman. You know where I'm coming from? Like, I barely can drive back then. I had like a scooter. I would crash a car. I can't drive now. You feel me? So I'm more of, you know what I'm saying? Like, he always like, yo, don't drive too much once you get your license. He always wanted to be the best for me. Where I'm coming from, he always was trying to protect me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so you're gonna meet some people in this world, friends wise.
I'm listening.
That's gonna love you unconditionally.
Right.
That want the best for you. And you're gonna meet only a few in this world. Some of them don't even live that long. They're going to want the best for you unconditionally. And he's one of the people that I met in this world that wanted the best. Even though we was selling drugs, he wanted the best for me. He tried to protect me much as possible. Well, coming from, you're not going to meet too many people like that on this earth that's going to love you that type of way, besides your mother, your grandmother, or someone that made, them type of people. But he was one of the people that I met. I only met a few people in my life that loved me unconditionally that I met in the streets. He was one of the ones.
So you could say that he was more family than your fammy? You could say that, or
What you mean favorite?
More family.
More family than your family.
Yes, because I got a good family. I'm saying now because my family followed my tradition later on. But yes, growing up in the streets, he was my family. Where I'm coming from, if I'm happening to me, I'm calling him. If I got a situation, I'm calling him.
Wow.
Where I'm coming from, so, I told one of my friends the other day this, like, by losing a friend. One of my friends lost a friend, and I could see he kind of like explaining himself to people now when he talk, and he kind of questions the way he move. And I told him, I said, yo, I know why you do what you do. He was like, what do you mean? I never see you explain yourself to nobody before. They said when a person leaves you, they take a part of you, a close friend or somebody died, they take a piece out of you. You know what I'm saying? So when I used to be one of my best friends, like one of my mans, he explained that to me. He's like, yo, when Bilal did, he took a piece of your confidence from you because you never question yourself. And I never seen you explain yourself to no motherfucking body.
But that's the question I want to ask you real quick, and because I heard the name Bilal before, and I'm reading it, but at a young age he was causing terror, and I want to ask you, in your opinion, what type of person was Bilal? Because you hear about these about these mystique figures, right? Preem and all these figures, but a lot of it's one thing to be a get money nigga and put money on somebody's head, but it's another thing when you a get money nigga and you putting the work in yourself.
No, he's putting his own work.
Yeah, and then what I'm saying is that him describing him, how did he scare people? What type of person was he to you? Like, was it two different? Was it bipolar?
No,
was it two different people, or was
no,
he
he's one way with me. Like I'll tell a person quick, like, listen, my nigga, like, you want to fuck with us, my nigga? Them niggas gonna kill you, fuck up, my nigga. They ain't gonna do that shit to me. I do the fuck I want. Them niggas gonna kill you, my nigga. For me, like, there's one way with him. He fuck with you. Where I'm coming from, and like he's not like, you meet them type of dudes, and say I know the person that they talk about. Then I know the person that they don't talk about. I know the real one. I know the one that cried. Like, damn, I gotta be Bilal. Like, I know the real nigga, so I can know what he gonna do. I know it's my friend. So you don't really know your real friend till you see him cry. You see the pain in his eye. You see the struggle in his eye. You see a type of person. If a person always give you that certain type of way, you never know him. I know the real friend. I know the nigga like, damn, why I gotta go through all this type of shit, my nigga? Like, I gotta take all this pressure on me, my nigga, and cry. I know the real nigga. Feel me? So, when you know that, you know how to deal with your real people. You feel me?
I would say you cry before.
Now, you don't know this nigga unless you never
I would say you cry before.
You got to see the emotions of a person, how he can handle things.
I think you saw me tear up.
Oh yeah.
Tear up. Yeah, I don't think you hear me.
Yeah, tear up. Like tear like break down, but you should tear up a little bit, and you can see the emotions of your man. Feel me? Saying, and your man, like, he give it to you real.
I did.
You see me cry?
Yeah, I see you cry before.
What
I see you tear up, man. Yeah, of course.
Word.
Facts. You was talking about the situation, yeah.
And until you see that, feel me? Like, you got to see that and like, damn, okay. And you kind of like, okay, so later on, something happened to your man. I'm like, nah, I can't believe he was like that. But your mind, you be saying, nah, my man was like that. I know he done that. He done that. My man, I know my man. Feel me? That's why I said down.
Let's go back to the.
The thing I'm trying to say is that when you read about this guy, man, and you hear how he talk about him, he talks about him as such a
But nah, that's kind of not
that's
to
the white people writing about my man.
Huh?
That's the white people writing about my man.
No. Yeah.
Not to compare though, it's how they view you, because people. I know you, You know what I'm saying? But people who know from the outside Queens Flip, they think a certain way.
Leave me out of that, man.
I'm just saying, not to
This
big.
guy's,
It's
this
two
guy's a
different.
different legend,
Nah,
man.
it's
He's
different.
on a whole different scale, man.
But
Ain't no way.
But people see you terrorizing the city all the time. You doing any pranks and
Yeah, but this
jumping
guy-
off
Yeah, man,
breaking
yo.
tables and all that. So they look like, yo, I can't do it. Flip is crazy, bro.
Yeah,
but I'm
but-
like, nah, he's crazy, but he's still just. I know the other.
I understand.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm just and you're right. They're right in the bottom, but you know, it's just to hear you talk about him is you know,
I
you have
love him.
love for him. You love him, and it's always like that. You got a lot of love for him, and I admire that. And I wanted to know that, did you witness it? Because you kept it real. You said, yo, man, you know, allegedly, you know, these things happen, but you know, and they said it. He was one of the first in New Jersey to get the death penalty as a I think 17-year-old at the time.
You gotta remember, like, that's my man right there, man. I'm saying, like, you know, even when he left a letter, when he, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people, even when he, you know, he told me, listen, Shawn, man, you get back to the streets, man. I'm saying, take that show on the road, man. For me, like, but don't ever forget what them niggas done to us, my nigga. Don't you ever forget. So when I came home, you know, my mother, you know, she's like, yo, all the people that told on you, niggas is out here, you know, it's kids. These niggas ain't trying to do no time. I'm loyal to my friend. Feel come it's my man. For me, niggas is told, you know, you ain't me. So I look at it, you know what I'm saying? So she said, oh, you gonna kill them niggas? Or you gonna kill them? Straight like that. First got in the car, my mother said that to me. The niggas was out here that told me, oh, you gonna kill them? Nah, I'm not. Leave that shit alone. You kill them with success. We talking about it. What you talk about it for? Know what I'm saying? That's the same thing he told me. Take your show on the road, man. Show them niggas what we about, man. So I'm out here, right?
That conversation was after the 20-year bid.
And that was conversation before when he died, he talked to me before he left there. Then he left me a letter. And he was like, man, I'm saying, show them niggas what we about. Take your show on the road. For me, so, you know, I never forget what people done to me. I never forget.
But what year was this that he hung himself?
91 had to be, going to 92. Feel me? You know, I never forget what people done to me, my nigga. So I came home, you know, so every day, you know what I'm saying? When people say, sometimes I know when his brothers or people see me, they remind me of him. You feel me? We always hung together. So, you know, I came home with a different ambition. I have a different desire to win. Because you niggas counted me out. That took me off the map. They put me in the bulletin board, man. Tried to finish me. So I come home with the party shit, and, you know, like I was, you know, saying I came home with the party shit and got it lit. You know
Before you go there real quick, sorry to cut you off, but talk about the when you got locked up and then your court case.
We go back, bro.
Yeah.
Feel
Your court
free.
case.
Go
Who
ahead, Sonic. Go ahead,
who was
Sonic.
there to support you for your court case?
My mother.
That's it.
My mother.
And because before we interrupted, I wanted to know, like, the day you said you knew it was done, but
No, when I said I was on the run, like when you you had the world one time, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the next thing you know, I was walking down the street by myself, you know what I'm saying, in the rain, like, Bilal locked up, the crew gone, shit fucked up, heat on me. When they say the movie Heat, the heat on you, no one want to be around you no more. Feel me? Everybody's scared to come around you, you know what I'm saying? Other then you beef with all the rival crews, taking niggas blocks, niggas happy they want you out of here. You know what I'm saying? The heat is on you, man. You're a sitting duck right now, baby. It's over. Feel me? Niggas might kill you out there any day, my nigga. You did a lot of shit to a lot of people, my nigga.
and you locked up. You got a kingpin. What for people that don't know, what is a kingpin charge?
A kingpin charge, I shouldn't even had a kingpin charge, my nigga. Like, I never got caught with drugs. But it's called kingpin charge. Is like when they allegedly say you're a leader of an organization. And, like, you know what I'm saying, like, that's what the kingpin is. Have 5 or more people working for you. You know what I'm saying? That's the charge they gave me. But I shouldn't have had that charge, my nigga. I mean, I was playing out there, like, but, you know, I messed with motherfuckers, man. That was playing bigger than me. In F.D.S, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was shit. Nigga, damn, nigga, that's what you at. Feel me? So you meet some young niggas in the F.D.S from Miami. Niggas ain't playing that in Miami and other towns. You like, so you think you lit and them niggas is lit. So when you get in, so when I got in jail, I'm like, damn, man, I ain't do no traveling. made over $1 million. I never left my block.
Hmm.
Wow. I'm looking at magazines in Jamaica, all over the world. I made $1 million and never left my block. It's crazy.